We speak, video is pouring in of what Melissa was able to do to the coast of Jamaica.
And storm surge reaching more than 10 feet during the peak of that storm. Local 10's Leanne Monahan is in our newsroom now with much more on that. Leanne.
More than a day after the storm's landfall, we're starting to get a better look at how badly Melissa battered Jamaica, particularly in the southwestern portion of the island. A drone captured this video in Jamaica's St. Elizabeth Parish, located in that hard-hit southwestern quadrant. You can see there a long line of cars.
Not sure if any one of you don't know, but there was a Category 5 hurricane. They named this one Melissa and hit my home country pretty bad.
Making their way through inches of water, and surrounding that you can see extensive flooding, fallen trees, damaged buildings, and debris as well. Another piece of drone video for you, this time out of Montego Bay on the northwestern coast, another area with heavy damage and several feet of storm surge affecting it. You can see some cars actually piled up there in the center just a moment ago, almost looking like toys scattered in a child's bedroom. Many trees down and roofs to homes and buildings torn off as well. And this is video out of Manchester, where you can see a man wading in the water there. There are trees and power lines down as well. Another area heavily impacted. You can also see that home there with its roof destroyed. Someone sitting on top of it. He's going to wave to the camera there in just a second. A lot of flooding still persists as people try to make their way around despite the danger.
Presently,
That's a lot of damage. Just hope everyone is safe. But for example, if you're building a house back home, I'm pretty sure you lost a lot of money. It's these countries, these islands, the Caribbeans, they're right in the heart of the hurricane. And it almost happens every couple years, 3 years. They should have some sort of like natural emergency fund for these things. I think the government there should have it on standby. Because my thing is they're always seeking outside help, which isn't bad. But at the same time, why don't you have things in place?
just about 73%, or about 600,000 Jamaicans, are without electricity.
73% out of 100, that's a lot of people that are without electricity. I remember here in Sandy, we got hit pretty bad, but overall, what I'm saying is, if 73%, you got to have some sort of contingency plan in place. It happens too often. And I always give a comparison to like the crimes in Chicago or DC. It's the same thing over and over. You got to do something drastic, something different.
In 2 parishes, electricity is up. We have water in some parishes. But in our bread basket, where our economy depends heavily on agriculture, that parish is devastated. Capital of St. Elizabeth, Black River, has been totally destroyed. Hospitals.
And officials say roughly 75% of Jamaicans are without power, and around 25%.
And that's my thing. Why don't we
stranded
prepare for this type of stuff? Why do we always wait? Like, we should have certain things in place. It's like we continue to rebuild and it happens over and over. I don't know if somebody's making money from this stuff. Here's another clip of Hurricane Melissa.
Is extensive, but some stranded tourists and heavily impacted locals have sought shelter at the property, just as the rabbi there serves other people, despite his own circumstances. Today, a giant help as a private plane full of essential goods landed on the island with some much-needed kosher supplies, an effort organized through South Florida.
We have no words to thank you. We have over here medicine, clothes, food. It's going to be going right away.
A lot of people don't know there's a Jewish population in Jamaica. There's synagogues, there's temples.
Bottled water and batteries to reach people who need it the most. Even the U.S. Southern Command
A lot of people don't know that.
military members aboard choppers to carry out humanitarian and disaster relief assistance in those impacted areas. And in Broward, leaders there are rallying the public to purchase and/or donate essential items that could be dropped off at selected sites around the county.
It's a collective effort by Broward County, a One Broward initiative, just to make sure we start a hurricane relief effort to impact the families that are affected by Hurricane Melissa in Jamaica, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Bahamas, Bermuda, so across the Caribbean.
And let's not forget about Haiti. Haiti's been taking a lot of hit lately. It's almost like we're accustomed to the devastation. And oftentimes we forget about Haiti, but all of these islands.
But for the Jewish community on the ground in Jamaica, there's still an appeal for more kosher supplies like rice, crackers, and snack bars, small packs of shelf-stable milk, baby diapers, bottles and formula, clothing, cleaning supplies, and health and hygiene items, everything from toothpaste to deodorant and soap.
For saving lives here in Jamaica.
I mean, if it's a natural disaster, you got to do what you got to do to survive.
And so the original packaging on those donated items must be unopened. For example, those baby diapers, the original box must still be sealed. Nonetheless, we know that some medical evacuations are currently underway. In fact, there is a flight that is suspected to land here in South Florida sometime later this evening with some people who are being evacuated from Jamaica to receive some medical treatment here in the U.S. We are live outside of Miami International Airport. I'm Terrell Fournette, Local 10 News.
We began in Kingston this morning. We were near Black River yesterday, but could not get in because we ran out of light. And it just was not safe to come in. And so we made our way all the way through all of the meandering destruction back to Kingston last night. It took us 5 hours, and you guys have seen that. We are in Black River right now. We got in here, we followed a emergency convoy for about half the trip, moving our way and staking our way through this entire region, and it was harrowing to say the least. And we'll share that journey later on Fox Weather and Fox platforms and all of our social media. But right now, Bob and anyone watching,
Wow.
This is Black River, Jamaica, in the southwest end, right on the Caribbean Sea, where Hurricane Melissa, Category 5, 185 historic mile-per-hour winds came in, and by the
crazy.
way, everything you're seeing is destroyed.
185 miles per hour
Literally
wind.
just came in. We can't send it. We're broadcasting on a Starlink right now. It's going to take us time to get
Starlink.
all of this in and bring it up. Sir, gentlemen, please come in.
And that's the thing about what's so great about Elon. Just he's like a visionary. Having Starlink gives them the ability to have internet. And I think that happened in when there was a hurricane in North Carolina or South Carolina. He was able to get internet up within minutes, and he doesn't get a lot of credit for it. So, you know, places like Jamaica, if you could have Starlink, at least you could have some form of communication.
Thank you for taking the time. Thank you so much. Come on this side if you can, and introduce yourselves, if you can, to our audience. You are live in the United States of America and on the stream across the globe right now. Sir, your name and your title.
Coleridge Minter, Superintendent of Police, and I'm the Divisional Commander for the Parish of St. Elizabeth.
Thank you. You, sir.
I'm Richard Solomon, Mayor of the capital of Black River, Chairman of the Municipal Corporation.
Thank you. You, sir.
Sergeant Albert Simpson, Sub-Central Traffic for St. Elizabeth.
Gentlemen, when we arrived here, we spoke briefly. And now, again, you are live. I'm going to go and talk to each one of you individually about this experience. First of all, let's get to the immediate news. This community, from our eyes and your eyes and what you experienced, is decimated. It is non-operable. Give us the latest.
So, as you rightly declared, the parish, and certainly our country, we suffered a a serious blow from Hurricane Melissa. As it is now, we are now in the recovery process. We are ensuring that law and order is maintained. One of our first priorities is to ensure that the major corridors are cleared so that the relief supplies will be able to come through and to get to the communities. We still have a number of communities that are cut off, both from communication and from vehicular access. And so, as it is now, our priority is to ensure that these roads are clear. We do have, as we speak, just arriving with your team, Assistant Commissioner Christopher Phillips, coming out of Area 5, along with a contingent of officers to give additional support and command to what's happening in St. Elizabeth. We would have been visited by our own Commissioner of Police in this parish a few days ago, and he's scheduled to visit again tomorrow. And so this area is receiving sufficient attention to ensure that from a policing perspective, the law is maintained. I'll add one final point to it, is that we're supported by the Jamaica Defense Force, and they have been on the ground with us from the preparatory stages throughout the hurricane, and they're still here. There was an increased deployment over the last 24 hours as we dominate the town center and affected areas to ensure that the law and order is maintained in this space.
Now, here's the thing. As you mentioned, we came in with your colleagues in a very harrowing way through windy roads. Again, we'll share that video. Power lines down everywhere, trees, and thankfully they allowed us to come in and follow them. I will tell you, and we talked about this earlier, you guys need aid now. You are falling out of supplies. You need choppers to come in here. You need vehicles. Tell me, both of you, if you will, and you, sir, what the immediate need is right now here in Black River and Elizabeth Parish.
All right, just before I go to the immediate need, I really want to commend the first responders for the effort that they have been doing on the ground. I don't know if persons appreciate that we are here before the hurricane and unable to leave. We are still here weathering the aftermath. As it relates to immediate needs, we need water supply. That is our cry on the ground. Persons are asking for that. We need food supply. We need sanitary napkins. We need tarpaulins, because as you can appreciate.
And that's my thing. Why don't we have all of these supplies? Like we should have it. We should have like a, I don't know, like an underground storage bunker with certain supplies that are just stacked up like hurricane supplies. I don't get it. Like, who's running these countries? Why do everyone wait for things happen? Why do they wait for something to happen in order to react to it? You should have these things in the country for hurricanes. It happens every couple years, 3 years. It's the same story. I don't know who's running that sector, like hurricane watch or hurricane preparedness. Why don't you have certain supplies? I don't get it.
Appreciate there's a trap that might be hitting us, and with most of the hosts roofless, if they don't have some sort of coverage, it is going to be a problem, as some of our shelters would have been damaged. There's a major concerns for us because we have some persons who are still marooned, and they are surrounded by water areas like Slide, Pondside, and so on. And we really need to get access to these persons, all the relief supplies that are necessary.
Search and rescue, you need boots on the ground, right?
Most definitely. That's what is required at this point in time.
I have to ask you this too. Tell me injury, casualties here in the area. Any of you could speak to that?
As it is now, we have 6 confirmed deaths in the parish up to last evening. And we are still at this time, aiming to reach some of our station commanders. There are 11 stations in the parish. We have not yet communicated in a fulsome way with all our station.
I think this might be the worst one I've ever seen. Personally, the only one I've ever been in, I think the name is something like Killdeer, or that was way back then. I was a baby, so I didn't even remember it. But at the same time, this, just the way it looks, is the worst I've ever seen.
And so, but for now, we have 6. We're hoping that there are no other casualties.
Indeed.
But as it is now, we have 6 confirmed for St. Elizabeth.
Is there a place for helicopters to come in? Because the difficulty of navigating some of these short, shallow roads still with debris on it with giant trucks is unbelievably hard. Is there a place to land choppers here at this point?
Yes, indeed. We do have the center over by Newtown, which is in close proximity to the town. A few copters would have landed there, so we can assure you that that is a space where choppers can be landed.
You, sir, what is your assessment of the situation right now? And I have to ask you personally, what is everyone here going through from your law enforcement, a leader in the community? You guys are affected as well beyond being official leadership.
Well, we are all affected by this major hurricane, but we have to be out here helping the citizens. What we really want now is additional manpower and the water supply. That is what we mainly need right now.
That's the thing, everybody watching. They desperately need, again, water and food. Do you need more equipment, heavy machinery, or anything like that to come in and try to remove all of this? Any heavy machinery, anything?
Yes, indeed. We need all the heavy equipment that can help to clear the roads, because
these things continue to happen over and over, and these countries are not prepared. I don't get it. Maybe somebody could explain it to me. Comment below.